what I would like to go over is the art of warfare. Okay, this is AK military warfare. And these are the tactics that they use to fight each other. Okay, they're fighting each other on this land. Continent versus continent. Brother versus brother. Neighbor versus neighbor. And so forth and so on. The first weapon that they use against each other is called microbiology. This is the same thing that happened with COVID, okay? It was leaked from a CDC lab, just as it was stated in World War Z. Okay, World War Z stated it's leaked from a CDC lab in Wuhan, China. It leaked in 2019 out of Wuhan, China. What's the chances it's in the same location as World War Z was stating? Number two, ground warfare. This is going to be your infantry. This is going to be your ground troops, your front line. This is going to be your door-to-door, your service. This is also going to be anything that has to do with ground vehicles, okay? Any type of ground vehicle. This could even be mortars, anything that's level to the ground. Any like heavy artillery, some heavy artillery. The next one, number three, space wars. Okay, space wars, because you got to think about it. Why would you blow a nuke up on a planet if there was no, if space didn't exist, and we're in some type of firmament? Where are these rocks coming from? None of you chosen ones have yet to explain that one. I know you want to keep saying that Earth is flat. It's spherical flat, which is different. It's still spherical, and it still has the appearance of a gas ball. It's just when you go into the realm, you realize it was flat. When you look from the outer shell of the appearance, it looks to be like a round ball. No one's allowed, they're really not allowed up there. They got the watchers and stuff, but do you ever watch up in the middle of the night, dude? How many ships are up there flying around? You probably haven't paid attention to that, but space wars. Okay, space wars do exist because of wars down here, then wars in the heavens. Okay? That's the simplest way to put it. And if they fight in certain locations, then they would fight in certain locations in the heavens. Okay, I want you to understand that. They're not going to fight near resources. They're going to destroy it. Their weapons are going to be huge. We're talking about blowing up planet weapons. If they gave us the basic of what a nuke is, dude, imagine when you get to the advancement of how big the explosion would be. Like us can't even topple how much it'd be like a volcano. Like a volcano gun instead. You're shooting asteroid rocks at them or something. Number four, chemistry. This is the biggest warfare we have going on right now. It's between microbiology CDC wars and the chemistry drug wars. Okay, this is considered to be any secret bioengineering lab. Okay, the bioengineering lab were the microbiology labs that were put in Ukraine as the CDC labs were put on Russia's border. He found out about it and he was pissed. Okay. And Biden wanted to send a whole bunch of troops and do all this craziness and pretty much throw us almost into World War III out of the demonic heart that he has. He has a demonic heart. He's evil. He's not even real. He's not even a real character. He's some other type of character. But Biden's dead. He's been dead. They just used his image. He probably died of a heart attack or something. And they used a skin suit. Number five, biology. Okay? This goes and ties in with microbiology. It's slightly, they're all in the same category. Okay? This is like botany. Okay? Studying of plants and stuff. Studying many different things within biology. This was never my major or anything. None of these were my major, actually. I just think it's very interesting to know about it now, because when I got older, I realized that when I didn't have understanding, I was refusing to allow myself to build a better character, okay? Because I refused to take in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, because I wanted to rebel against the system, because it was attacking me. So I felt the only need to defend myself by, there was nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. If you're getting sexually assaulted in your family, right? You're a kid. Where the heck are you gonna go? First off, you can't get no money, so you're stuck. You ain't got no place to go. You might get kidnapped and raped and murdered, so you're pretty much stuck. I want to hear it from one of you dumbasses on this guy. Oh, don't even say it. You're dumb. You want to call somebody retarded? You might want to look in the mirror when you're smoking them goddamn cigars on how stupid you look. Now, we're going to talk about air warfare. This is going to be like Air Force, okay, Air Force One, okay, anything that, jets. This could be drones. This could be a satellite with a laser on it, okay, a high-powered laser. This could be, that. Now the high-powered laser that would come off these satellites, would be set for forest fires and stuff. They could set a forest fire if they needed to in a matter of seconds. They just need to hit it one time in that one location where it's dry at, and boom, you got a forest fire. It begins. Okay. You also got like hot air balloons. Okay, spy balloons. Anything that has to do with the air. They can even use mechanical birds. Okay? Mechanical birds that look like identical to birds. Okay? What you also want to know is the next key. Okay, the next key is going to be number 7, water. Okay? Water is considered still to be ocean or lakes, because you can have a lake war. It would be like more like local people fighting each other, and they've gone out to the lakes and they're chasing each other down on speedboats. Okay? This might be some type of CIA, NSA, some type of secret op mission where they're doing water warfare. They're coming in as Navy SEAL, maybe a SEAL team coming out of the water. The Coast Guard, water team there, okay? The number 1 water team is the Coast Guard. Between them and the Air Force, okay, the Navy. There's your water team right there. Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, okay? Because Air Force is anything going into the sky. So they're going to be carrying the jets and stuff. Okay? That's going to be their type of mission. They're also going to have helicopter pads ready to be landed on these locations, on these moving ships. Okay? So you can actually land a helicopter on a moving ship. It doesn't have to be stalled. Okay? And they've been trained to do this. They've also been trained in the air location to fill up airplanes. Okay, when an airplane runs out, imagine if an airplane has a leak, a gas leak, and it needs to get to the ground as fast as possible and it's running out of fuel, it'll go up there and fill it up. Okay, so it has the ability to fill, even to do other things besides. There's a lot of things you can do within the air. And parachuting, okay? You can have infantry, parachuters. They can come in from the air, okay? And you may have some guys with night gear, night ops, Okay, the Night Ops. This is going to come in as a water crew. They come in stealth. Okay, all black. They come in all black. Everything's black. They got their night vision goggles on. And they're getting ready to take out an entire village. Okay? It's a village with a bunch of hostages. Okay? Because what occurred at this village is number 8. There was a biochemistry weapon there. Okay? And they were looking to try to capture this biochemistry weapon. You know, might have did some type of nanotechnology, maybe some type of nuclear, and maybe drugs on the premises. They're looking to hit a drug bust and blow it up. Okay, and the best way you're gonna do this is the next one, number 8. I'm sorry, number 9. Number 9 comes in as robotics. Okay, if you want to get a job done, you send what we call a robot in there. Okay, not the Terminator. Okay, you don't want the Terminator in there where this guy just doesn't die. Okay, you need robots that die. Okay, you don't want to build the one that's gonna literally build his army. He's just gonna say, "F the battlefield. I'm going here, and now I'm gonna build me a whole army of robots, and we're gonna fight the humans." Okay, this could be a serious issue here with robots. Is that it goes against humanity. Okay, goes against humanity and attacks humanity. It's already attacking humanity already through the AI. That's why number 10 is going to be AI. Okay. Number 10 is going to be AI, which is artificial intelligence, which is not real intelligence. Okay. It was created and designed from humans. AI. We fed the machine. Okay. We fed the machine and we're still feeding the machine. 8 billion of us. Okay. Everyone who hops on the internet, anyone who hops on the internet or anything like a phone or even touching these televisions got recorders in them. Okay, they record what you're doing so they can figure out what you like. Okay, and then they can target you with these algorithms, and they'll push these algorithms on you. So the less you speak, the less this AI system will pick you up. Okay, so being quiet, being stealthy. Okay, not telling all the secrets. The seraphim is listening. They named it after God, one of God's heavenly creatures. Okay, and I believe of number 11. Number 11 is weaponry. Okay, this is going to be like nukes. So like maybe even a seismic bomb, earthquake bomb. Okay, they got a seismic earthquake bomb out there now, which is, it has the power to make the earth shake. Okay, like an earthquake. It's they got sonic weapons. Okay, sonic boom weapons. Okay, what is a sonic boom? Where it blows and it sends a shockwave of sonic energy. Okay, it's invisible energy, but it will kill you on impact. It doesn't even have to, you don't have to see it for it to kill you. It'll stop your heart. It'll blow your organs up internally. You'll blow up and literally, what a sonic weapon will really do is an implosion. Okay, because it's going to destroy everything inside of you. Because you're electrical. So now so if you, like, this is the best way to tell you about a sonic weapon. An asteroid comes in, hits you the Earth, okay, in the land location. Anyone within probably 100 to 200 miles, depending on how big the blast is in for the sonic wave, okay? They call it the sonic blast, okay? As soon as it blasts and hits that, just hits it and push that blast off, because it's going to blast because it's basically a demolition site, but And that's the basics to the asteroid. Is just basically that 100 to 200 um, miles within that location, you're gonna feel a sonic boom. Okay, and you could probably feel it further, but it's just not in the you're not in the kill rate anymore. You're not in kill zone. So there's gonna be a radius of the kill zone. Okay, from the where the asteroid will impact. It's an automatic kill zone. This is just my theory because it came in at 30, 60,000 miles an hour. They never had a true predicament on how, because we didn't have the technology to advance. That's where space travel even came into the thought process of people's minds. Okay? I want you to understand that. The reason why people even started thinking about going to space or going to the moon is because they thought they could put weapons on the moon. Okay? That was their whole ideology between the Earth. If the Earth was thinking about, well, what if we could basically set up an operation on the moon, okay? And they were looking to do space travel, okay? And the reason why they wanted to do that is because there was asteroids that were impacting on the Earth. And they didn't want to go extinct as a civilization, as a whole group. God wouldn't let that happen anyways. That's why we have to believe in God. But the purpose of the story was that that's why they came out with the movie Armageddon, okay? Which was still connected to Armageddon season in the Bible. So Armageddon season is still tied in with that. Now, what you're seeing down here is when they used the weapon CERN, okay? They opened up the gate, one of the gates. No man can open or shut at this door, okay? Only an angel with a key, okay? What if a fallen angel used technology as a key, okay? And this weapon CERN was actually a fallen angel's weapon to open up the actual key, the door. Okay, that's what I was saying. The CERN weapon was a key. Not to the beginning of to the Big Bang. They weren't testing out the Big Bang. They were trying to get somebody free. That was a fallen spirit. And he was been locked up for so long, they were trying to get their leader out. That's what they were really after. So don't play me, because that's why they were doing all that demonic ritual stuff right there in a dark tunnel. In a dark tunnel doing the little parades, the Satan parades in Switzerland. You can't lie with the lady like this. The Hindu goddess, okay? Destroyer of worlds. India's god. The destroyer of worlds. You know how quick she's going to get her ass whooped? She's ugly, first off, and let her know that. And if she's the destroyer of worlds, why would you worship somebody who is the destroyer of worlds? It will destroy your world if you talk to it. If you get in direct contact, that's why I don't listen to any of these people, man. No one's offered immortality. If she says she's the destroyer of worlds, she's not offering immortality. She's offering you your death. Okay? Clear indication to me. I don't even have to read anything about her. It's like the Buddhist, okay? It's a fat guy on a gold statue. It's a fat guy who's not healthy, first off, so what the heck is going on? I'm not going to believe in this guy. He's not healthy. And he didn't offer immortality because he didn't have immortality. The only one that we've seen that physically appeared to have the immortality that stated that he was the Almighty Son was Christ. He came back to life. It's been documented. It wouldn't be the longest told story on the earth unless the book was for man, not for anybody else. It's not for the Anunnaki. It's not for the Samaritan gods, the Anunnakis, okay? It's not. They have their own book. Their species is different than ours. every species has to have it laid out differently. First off, their life source is going to be different. Their resources are going to be slightly different. And they're at a more advanced state. Of course, they need different resources that you haven't even, your planet doesn't even have. The reason why planets even exist, I'll tell you why planets exist, because it's a resource center. Okay, you stop here, there's a planet that creates diamonds, just nothing but diamonds. You could go mine a diamond planet. Okay? And there's planets that really rain diamonds. If there's diamonds on the earth, then there's diamonds in the heavens. Everything you're seeing on the earth, we're at just the basic knowledge of what the heavens is actually really up to. If we're traveling on the floor, on the ground, in the air, the heavens is traveling the same exact way. It's not difficult to understand. I don't know where you guys are always at, but you're always grouped up in these groups talking a bunch of nonsense. Nonsense. You're talking about everything that's in the world rather than what could we create that's not of the world yet. Okay? And then when the creators do create what is not of the world yet, it's been taken and hidden and put away. Okay? By the demonic team. The demon team. Because we know the Rothschilds and them boys, man, and the Rockefellers and all of them, they were all fucking slave owners. They were all slave owners and they're Nazis. So you're dealing with the Nazis. And you've been dealing with them because they're called, aka BlackRock, okay? BlackRock is connected to trillions and trillions and trillions. That's one of the king's businesses. One of his biggest businesses. BlackRock. And it's connected to the BlackRock that's in Mecca. Okay? That's why they were selling this clothing company in New York called Mecca. Connected to the Big Apple, which has the apple, which is the forbidden apple we weren't supposed to eat, which is the main location to Seven Deadly Sins. If you go back to the 1990s, I think it is 97, it's called the Seven Deadly Sins with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. So, we're not talking about much. I don't know if that was prior to the time he showed out or what. You know? I don't know. I don't have the answers on when people sign contracts in blood and then you sign it over to a witch or a warlock or wizard. Okay? That's who you're signing your contracts with. Okay, you're going to sign some type of contract. They're going to offer you some type of stone that's going to have some value to it. You're going to live forever. You can die like 10, 20 times. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a movie the other day talking about there's a stone that had like a power in it. It was so powerful, it allowed you to literally go and die 25 times. I think you said you got a max of like 25 lives. So you can die to 25 times and after that your soul's going to die. Okay, so it kills you spiritually if you don't complete the mission, whatever you had to do. This is like the powers to the gates of the keepers. Okay, they have to have special powers. Those are considered angels that guard the gates. And now they're allowed to cross over and come back, okay? And the way you'll know this is you have to watch Constantine. Then when you get to Constantine, you'll see how much information is actually missing from the Bible that was spoken of by the guy who was running the bowling alley, okay? Before the Lord of the Flies came and killed him, okay? The Lord of the Flies killed him. Okay, and it's like the movie The Fly, okay? 1 minute, you're getting ready to experiment teleportation into your other pod, but you didn't realize there was a fly in it. So you didn't have a lab secured of insects. Okay? So then he turned into an insect. He turned into a fly. And basically, it was one of the most disturbing movies when you see a man go from human to a fly. But that's the art of warfare, mutation. Okay? Don't forget about mutation labs. Okay? They like mutation because it's the study of genetic modifications. Okay? This is like bioengineered foods. Okay? That's mutation. Mutation. I want you to understand that. If you're eating bioengineered products in the store, you are being mutated. Genetically modified into mutation without your permission. And that's all I got.